TikTok, an app that is available in over 150 countries, 39 different languages, and attracts over 500 million visitors on a monthly basis, has no doubt cemented its place in pop culture history as one of the most popular social media apps of all time. Loved by teens and young adults, TikTok turns everyday dance videos and lip syncs into overnight viral sensations. But now, the widely popular app, which is owned by a Chinese company, is under controversy. TikTok is growing fast. So fast that in less than 3 years, it has gotten its own celebrities.
Hey y'all, it's me, Addison Rae.
Captured global attention and the eye of the President of the United States.
We're looking at TikTok. We may be banning TikTok. We may be doing some other things. There are a couple of options.
So why are all eyes on TikTok?
More teenagers are on TikTok now than use Facebook.
What type of security risk does it pose to our personal data? And how does it hold the key to the upcoming presidential election?
Never in my life. It is so hot.
Just to give you an idea of TikTok's massive expansion, ByteDance launched TikTok in 2017. It later bought Musical.ly for $1 billion and merged the two. Today, TikTok is worth $75 billion. The app has an American CEO, but it's still Chinese-owned. In the first 3 months of this year, the app was downloaded more than 315 million times. It added more than 12 million U.S. unique visitors in April, reaching 52.2 million in the U.S. alone. It's no surprise the app's popularity skyrocketed during COVID.
Okay, I'm bored in the house and I'm in the house bored.
Hey yo, best friends Jack.
In terms of monthly users, TikTok still falls behind Facebook's 2 billion, but it's way ahead of Twitter and Snapchat. The most fascinating of all, 40% of all TikTok users are between 16 to 24. Ahead of the presidential election, that's millions of new votes. TikTok has demonstrated its power to mobilize, mainly due to the hashtags, which help make content easily searchable. We've seen this back in May, over 19 billion views combined for the hashtag Black Lives Matter over the killing of George Floyd. And Korean pop music fans pulled the ultimate prank at President Trump's rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, by reserving thousands of free tickets, only to not show, leaving rows of empty seats. The Trump campaign said TikTokers were not the reason, but they did admit that thousands of fake phone numbers were used. Now, to understand TikTok's ability to mobilize politically and socially active millennials and Gen Z, let's take a look at TikTok's algorithm. TikTok feeds you what you want to see and hear. The algorithm collects data on the videos you like and users you follow. It uses the data to create TikTok's homepage that's called For You, which is a hyper-personalized loop of videos of things you may like. Conversely, the echo chamber which TikTok creates could amplify hateful content and misinformation.
I have seen you around this neighborhood too many times. This is ridiculous.
This is how overcrowded our hospitals are because of COVID. Don't believe the hype.
TikTok, however, is not the first app to be under scrutiny. Back in the 2016 election, this was the same allegation made against Facebook. Facebook has more users, more access to more personal information. The company makes money from that data, which we all give up for free. Facebook sells it to advertisers, which will tailor the ads we see on our page. This is called micro-targeting. In 2018, it was revealed that the now discredited political consulting firm has stolen data from millions of Facebook users.
It was my mistake, and I'm sorry.
That data was used to create psychological profiles targeting U.S. swing voters, then used to manipulate them targeting the campaign for then presidential candidate Donald Trump during the 2016 election.
Took down the app, and we demanded that both the app developer and Cambridge Analytica delete and stop using any data that they had.
Facebook now says it's gotten better security for its users' data, and it changed its settings so the viewers will see less political ads. It also says it's cracking down on foreign interference. But perhaps the biggest TikTok scandal of all is security. Last year, Checkpoint Research said it found ways hackers can tamper with TikTok accounts by making private hidden videos public. U.S. officials have been investigating TikTok because even though it has an American CEO, it is still owned by a Chinese company.
I find this absolutely horrifying, and we know that it's a national security risk.
Chinese companies, by law, can be required to hand over personal information to the Chinese government. TikTok denied all of this, saying its data is secure and stored in the U.S. TikTok says it's launching a transparency center in California for moderation and data practices. It has blocked a bunch of hashtags leading to the QAnon conspiracy movement, and it has already taken down inaccurate videos.
We're looking at TikTok. We may be banning TikTok. We may be doing some other things. There are a couple of options, but a lot of things are happening, so we'll see what happens.
President Trump's executive order to ban TikTok evokes the authority under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, also known as IEEPA, and states that additional steps must be taken to deal with the, quote, national emergency posed by these apps. The TikTok order says TikTok automatically captures vast swaths of information from its users, including internet and other network activity information such as location data and browsing and search histories. The data collection threatens to allow the Chinese Communist Party access to Americans' personal and proprietary information. The order also says the app could be used for disinformation campaigns that benefit the Chinese Communist Party. If the ban does take place, Apple and Google will no longer be able to list the app in the app stores. Those with the app already downloaded on their phone will not be able to update it, eventually making the app inoperable. IEEPA is passed in 1977 to restrict the president's powers to declare an indefinite emergency during peacetime. But as with a lot of legislation that's intended to be a restriction, it can be flipped and used to grant the president more power. The law allows a president to take extraordinary action without the consent of Congress, but it requires the president to declare a national security emergency under the National Emergencies Act. Can TikTok stop the executive order? The answer is yes. President IEEPA is not exempt from a judiciary review. But taking into consideration this falls under foreign affairs, where a president has more control to act without the review of Congress. It's interesting to note that IEEPA 50 U.S. Code 1702 Section B says the authority granted to the president by this section does not include the authority to regulate or prohibit directly or indirectly. And TikTok will argue this point. After all, the app is a network where people use to communicate and send videos back and forth. TikTok can be saved by a sale to the U.S. company. It is possible because it is an external subsidiary. The American operations are fairly separate from those operations in China and the rest of the world. But what about President Trump suggesting a portion of the sale must be given to the U.S. government?
Does that mean you expect the Chinese company to pay the U.S. Treasury directly, or are you talking about
Either way, whether it's Microsoft or somebody else, or if it was the Chinese, what the price is, the United States should get a very large percentage of that price because we're making it possible.
Regardless of TikTok's fate, the app is expected to be a real player in the upcoming election. This year, there are many more young voters.
We all have heard by now that the Trump administration actually does plan on completely banning TikTok from America. Gen Z don't go down without a fight.
The more TikTok grows, the more the company finds itself in the middle of the debate. How much should social media platforms police their content? Should they curb the spread of misinformation in the platform? Remove problematic content?
The World Health Organization and the CDC have both openly admitted that when worn by a healthy person, masks are ineffective in stopping the spread of COVID-19.
If they do that, they'll be accused of censorship. If they do nothing, they may be enabling something worse.